I got my two ThinkPads actually facing each other right now. They're gonna kiss. It's like this one is like here, and this one is right here. So they're like that. Because I'm using the webcam of this one and the mic of it to record this, which is why it looks like shit and sounds like shit too. The other day, I managed to get my hands on this, which is something I've been trying to get for forever now. Because it's got this stupid piece of shit proprietary style laptop connector thing that is from the mid-90s that, you know, they all use the same style of port, but like every one of them is, the pinout is totally different between manufacturers because proprietary. The last time I was at I just had seen this drive just sitting in like a pile of drives. You pick them up for whatever. Making sure that's plugged in goodly. Oh my gosh, goodly reference. I wanted to try something. I was doing this earlier, but it wasn't working too well. I have my hands on six discs here, and they're all for freedos. I got the boot disk and then 5 install disks. Don't at me about the sticky notes. It's just because I couldn't be bothered to put labels on every single one of them just to burn this quickly for this project. So instead, I just did this, and I'll take them off. It's fine. So let's put in the boot disk. Here, I'll show you. I think that'll be in camera. Ooh, lovely. I'll turn it on. I'm holding it just to be sure. Ooh. Ooh, it's trying. Oh, look at that. Please select your language. Cool, I'm going to set it down. Now that the drive stopped seeking and all that. Choose your language. English. There's a whole bunch of goodies there. It's actually pretty bizarre when I was checking this, just getting this recording set up fine before, just to make sure it was okay. When I have the brightness slider down, it looks better. When I have it up, it's blooming too hard. Which is funny to me because when it's low, like I imagine you'd see a lot of glare. FreeDOS is a complete operating system. If you choose to install this on your computer, you may overwrite the operating system you may have now, for example, Windows. If this is not what you intend, please stop now. Do you want to proceed? Yes. And it's gonna go test that file system on drive C. A previous operating system was detected on drive C. Do you want to back up the old files before installing? No. I have no intention. That was probably the previous attempt of me trying to do this stuff. And if it wasn't, then it's something else. I've also got my tea right here. We are now ready to install FreeDOS 1.3. Do you want to proceed, yes or no? Yes. So yeah. Cheers. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I put a little bit of red pepper flakes in this because it's chai and I wanted it like a little actually spicier. I put too much. That's a really... That kicks your ass. Whew. I mean, I like it, but I'm definitely gonna have to put less the next time I do that. Transferring new system files to drive C, success. Force update to the MBR on drive C, success. Set active boot partition to disk 1 to partition 1. I think they mean set active boot partition on disk 1. I don't know. Don't mean to be like a grammar narc, though. So it's adding some system files and then updating the MBR. I don't know why you wouldn't do it the other way around. Now it's transferring some basic config files. Again, like, this is just the boot floppy pretty much. So I can't imagine that there's many impressive things that it's copying over. And here, just for you, you get to hear it. Keep fiddling down here because the port that's right on this side for the cable. This cable's kind of heavier and it's sitting like off the table. It's actually kind of pulling down on the connector a little bit. So I'm just kind of making sure it's not gonna fall out. I mean, it's got pins, it's like clipped in and holding itself, but it's more, I don't want it adding strain on the connector there. Time for more kick your ass tea. Yep, still kicks my ass. Insert diskette number 2, which is the disk 1, because this is the first one. Yeah. Insert diskette number 2, or in other words, the disk 1 set, which is this one, in A. So do that. Take the boot floppy out. Go ahead and put the label back on that so I know that's what that is. And the boot, the boot is over there. This is the disk 1. Put the disk 1 in the thing, even though it's calling for disk 2, which is disk 1. This is a big clusterfuck, isn't it? Put it in. Nothing, because you need to press A key to continue. So we'll press A. Nothing. So yeah, I don't know. And it's not like there's an issue with the disk or anything too, because, or with the drive even, because I can take this out, try it, and you can hear it erroring out. So it is attempting to read something. Just doesn't like this one. Okay, well, we can play that game. I'll insert disk 2. What does disk 2 say? Nothing as well. How about disk 3? What does disk 3 say? Nothing as well. Shit. That's gonna sound like crap. Reaching the bottom of the barrel here. Disk 4. Diskette 4, I guess. Nothing. It's screaming at me. So we put that back. And finally, disk 5. The final disk. What does this one say? And just for giggles, we'll press the 6 and the 9 keys at the same time. Nothing as well. That's cool. And I know that this is some sort of problem with the installer as well. Let me elaborate on that. We booted up the boot disk to get this basic part of the installer down, and then it begins to ask for disks. And we went through, I don't know, all of them, and it didn't read from any of them. Didn't even try. So same behavior from all of them. We installed a boot disk, and there are some very, very basic things on there. So I'm actually going to run a little control alternate delabate on this here ThinkPad. There's no disks in the drive. Nothing in the CD drive as well. But we do have a hard disk. And it did try to do some things here. So we can load FreeDOS with GMX, no EMS, which has the max RAM free, which we're probably going to need because this machine has a no RAM, and we can load FreeDOS with it, but with more compatibility layers, I guess, with expanded memory. Load it into low with only some drivers, which is essentially safe mode, and we can load it without drivers, which is emergency mode. I'm gonna try safe mode, actually. Config sys error. Bad or missing command interpreter. Enter the full shell command line. Oh, shit. Clearly, this doesn't leave us with quite a bootable working system on its own. Who would have thought? You need the other 6 disks in order to get that. But what we can do is we can put in the boot disk again, just the boot, not the first or second or 5th diskette set. Let's do that. Reboot again, and this time we are going to drop out of the setup installer to a shell, so I can prove to you that the rest of these disks aren't fucked. They're fine. More like weed DOS. Look at the colors. Whoa. Do I want to install N? That tells you that the installation has been aborted. And what do you know? We have a shell. Doesn't look like there's anything really in here, but that's because most of it is under this FreeDOS folder. DIR. Yeah, there's more things in here. Wait for the disk to stop spinning. We can take it out and try running it again. DIR. Oh no, error reading from drive. No shit, there's nothing in there. And I can take disk 1 and actually put it in. So we can check to see if there's any weird file problems here. Retry. Look at that. There's auto exec bat, there's command com right there on a new command interpreter there. And these are all like, I think these are all just straight from DOS 6.22, because these are all just from 1994. We can take that one out. Run it again. Oh no, there's nothing in there. And we're gonna go through this one freaking floppy at a time and see if any of these are goofy. You'd think if there was a goofy one, it would have been disk 1, the first one you need, because the installer is failing at that step. So here's disk 2. There's a bunch of FreeDOS stuff. No. Disk 1 is fine. Disk 2 is fine. What about disk 3? No, there's more stuff. Looks like they're just splitting up whatever information's in the installer just by the max amount of single file sizes you can support or something, because they're all the exact same. So I assume they just took the monolithic CD ISO and just like cut it into bite-sized chunks for DOS here. So far, 1, 2, and 3 are all fine. Number 4. Number 4 is fine as well. And finally, number 5. So, what's going on with number 5? Nothing. That's all fine. They're all fine. I am thinking now, if I want to show this on here, one thing I can consider is putting in the freedos! Time for another round of kick your ass tea. That's so bizarre. Because it's good, but it's... I don't think I've had anything quite like that. We don't want to install it. We want to check out what the hell's wrong with our floppies. Or rather the installer. I don't know. Something. Take this out now. Put the frickin' disk 1 in there again. And list. Uh-oh. Location pointed in com spec seems to be invalid. Please specify another location of free com. Try to load the strings. Command.com. Where's it? Entered cancel. Because I remember there was a command com in here. In this A drive. Motherfucker. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. Okay, what's really going on here? Well, I don't know. If you want me to be super honest, I'm not sure. But I think I have some idea. At least we can assume there might be something wrong with the way how the installer runs, because you boot this up and it's fine until it wants to ask for another disk, and then it doesn't know how to read for any more disks. I don't know why. I would assume that if it had something to do with, well, it thinks whatever drive it's already using is drive A. It needs to have this one in there at all times. So you need to install the other disk into, drive B, right? Your secondary floppy drive, and then just go on from there. So you don't have to constantly disk swap. You keep this one in there, and you just disk swap through drive B. But that's not the case because it clearly says into drive A.